This is a Module 10 reflection of mine. The first question says, what experiences have you had with the interactive technologies as a student or a teacher? Growing up, I mostly seen them in my high school, but we had these smart screens that like the teacher used their computer and then it would reflect onto the big screen, and then they can show us how they worked through it, and then they could save it and then email us to us or something. But I really like them, and I'd probably be using them in my classroom because especially for little kids, which I would hope to teach in my once I graduate, but I feel like that would be easier for them to see and not on a little screen, and then you could get everyone's opinion and not just like on a computer on one person's. But we also did one other thing. We had this went onto this website, and she had especially for my science class or biology class, sorry, we had to type in this code, and then whatever our answer was, we just typed that code in, and it would come up on that big screen projectors, and it would say like whatever answer we chose. But the one thing I didn't like about that one was that people who didn't know the answer, or whoever just waited until the end, until they saw what were the most votes, and then they voted for that. But back onto this, sorry. So that's my experiences with those clickers and then the big screen. Like I said, I mostly just used it in high school. I didn't have it in grade school or in college. We did do those clickers in college, but that was about it. Which of the interactive whiteboard and remote would you choose, and why? I would use the whiteboard and then the eye clickers that we chose, that was available to us if we wanted to buy it. But I feel like those eye clickers are pretty easy to use. When we used them in classes, they were really easy to do or to work with, I guess. Some technologies are hard to work with for especially little kids, so I think the easier the clicker is, the easier it is for the kids. And I like the projectors. It also said which app did you like the most, and I like the eye clicker the best. The other one I used the eye clicker, so I just know how to use that, so it's more familiar, I guess. If you could choose just one for your future classroom, which one would it be? It'd probably be the whiteboard. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I'd use those more than the clickers. The clickers, in my opinion, don't benefit the little kids as much as the whiteboard does, because unless you hide the answer, they can get around and see what the answer are and just have one person answer, and then they actually don't know. So for the whiteboard, I just feel like it would be better just for everyone to see it and you explain it and save it versus the eye clicker, in my opinion. What were your thoughts about the readings? It was pretty interesting. I knew quite a bit of schools or people use those things, but it just was like good to read that people do use them, and it's not just like sitting in a classroom and not being used, because they are pretty expensive. Do you think you have similar results if you utilize clickers in your future classroom? I think so. I probably won't use the clickers in my classroom. I'd probably use the whiteboard, but the clickers come in handy if you are teaching older kids and not younger kids. The clickers, they're not cheap, and also if you're doing little kids, you don't know like if they break it or something, and they're kind of expensive to replace. So if you just have that big whiteboard that none of the kids can touch, because I hope to teach preschool or kindergarten, so I am doing the younger kids. So the clickers I probably won't be using, but if you are using them, I think you would have similar results as the readings has mentioned. That is what I have for this reflection. That is all. Bye.